So I think I've already shown you this is all done. The carpet's gone now. So here we are. Here's the last bit of dinette area. So I've got to put a little cover on that cable. I've got to make something up for that. Fit the boards to there. And here's the flooring that's going down. Looks a bit funny against the dark brown, but when we've got the lovely rug down there, it all matches really nice. So I've got to put that down, put the beading down, put the last piece in, and then tongue and groove is done. Yay! Well, it's not a lot done so far, but I've got the first 7 in. They fit nice. So the floor, I've got to put the front piece on there to keep that down. But I'm going to do that edge and that edge. Although I've got to get around that white cable, build a little, you know, little place to hide that. A little bit of wood, cover it up. Nice. So this is the last bit of tongue and groove. Done that corner there. Done the main bit there. I've just got to cover that cable with a bit of ducting, and I've got the floor down with the beading and the edging. I am pretty pleased with that. Morning folks. Well, here I am back at the boat, day about I don't know, 30 or 40, working on the panelling, you know, these tongue and groove I've been doing. But there's the last bit left, but I also need to put a new plug socket in. Linda's really keen for a plug socket down here. I'll show you where in a minute, down by where her chair is. And we've got a plug socket over there. So before I do the last bit of wiring, what we'll be doing is, well, what I'll be doing is putting an extra wire, run it along a water pipe so I can get through, down to the bottom down here, put that on. Then I'm going to box in that little bit of cable, varnish up and get the job finished, and then I can say the whole of the tongue and groove panelling is done. Yes! Ha! So just to show what we're doing, down here in the corner behind the chair, that's where we're going to have a plug socket down there. I've got to take the cables through that there underneath the diner. I've taken it off this side so you can see what's underneath. There's the cable. I need to put a junction box there, an extension along the pipes. That'll go along the back there, out there, through there, and Bob's your uncle. And then of course I can fill in that little patch there. So that's today's job. So there's a bit of progress. There's the wire that I've got to connect up to that white wire there, and I had to shove it along the water pipes. Now on the other side there was a very little gap down there above that piece of wood above the water pipes, which I had to try and chop away without damaging the pipes. But as you can see, the electrical cable's potted through. It took some pushing and getting there, but it's always a wonderful sight when that cable comes through. So now I've got to drill hole this side, fit the socket box, connect everything up, and Bob's your uncle. Yay! Well, I've got the cable in place, I've got the plug socket on. I haven't connected the other end of the cable up yet, I'll show you in a minute, the end to the supply, but I've got the plug socket on, it looks quite nice. I'll show you. So there's my socket, all wired up. I'm about to put the front piece on. As you can see, it's fully earthed, earth to the front, earth to the feed. I've now got to connect the other end up down there, as I've already pointed out. So I'm quite pleased with that. And although many boats has moved to 12 volts totally, we considered it. We've got the inverter in place, we often use sockets, and at present, if we were down this end, we would use that socket right down there past the window. It's presently gold, it's going to be white soon. And it made a lot of sense, certainly for the lamp we have down here, to have a little socket here. So I'm quite pleased with that. Well, I've got the plug socket fitted, the cable into it, the cable in from the other side, wired up and working. Phew, it took ages, it was really quite fiddly, but one of the things I did do was change the wire into the plug that it fed from on the other side, because that'll actually make it easy to box in when I finish off the panelling on that side. So it took me quite a lot longer than I expected. Big surprise, jobs always do. But I should be able to make a better job of covering up the panelling now. Anyway, I'll show you. So as you can see, the lamp's on, and there's my plug, or the socket, sorry, all nicely working. And here's the feed over here. That took some fitting because shortage of cable. I put a new cable into that plug socket there, so it's easier to hide that cable in the corner. Unfortunately, Linda did want a white socket, get rid of that gold one, and I agreed. Unfortunately, it's a bit smaller, so we've got to paint around there. That's not a problem, because there's a few other bits of paintwork we need to do. So now, I've just got to finish that piece down there, and I'm done. Yay! Well folks, I'm feeling pretty happy because I just fitted the last piece of tongue and groove. Yay! There it is there, look, you can just see. Now the grey wire there is the one that feeds this plug socket and feeds the plug socket over there now. So I replaced the white one that was there. It was a round white one, it wasn't very high rating, with 13 amp proper cable, and that lies flat, it's that grey flat cable. I've rerouted, redid the hole, it was down here somewhere. It's now through there. I've pushed it back, so it's a much needed job for the cable, and now I've just got to put a little piece like this. This is not the actual one, it's drying over there, I've just varnished it. Little piece like this, it's quite thin, and that's going to fit flush over there. Just tack it on with a couple of panel pins, then put the top coat of varnish on, and then the whole job of the tongue and groove is done. It took a long time to do. Partly because I went back to work despite being retired. They phoned me up and please can you come back, which I did because it paid for quite well, to say the least. But so I didn't get this done in quite as short a time as I expected to, but with going back to work and stuff and doing it when I could at weekends and days off, I've managed to get the whole job done before we go off and move our boat to a different marina in a month's time. So yay! So I've just put the fourth coat of varnish on the dinette bit. That's drying off. Where it looks strange colour in place, it's just a bit thicker. It'll look lovely when it's dry, high gloss. Seals it in nicely after you've put all the planks on. So this bit, as far as I'm concerned, is now totally done, apart from putting my table back on. Linda, what are you up to?
Putting sticky back sellotape onto the foam thing that stops it making a noise when it moves, because it keeps moving and annoys me, so I'm doing this. But it is a pig to get. Yeah, it was easy to put one side on, but getting the thing off the back is a pig. What's nice is doing jobs like that, sort of getting ourselves ready to get the boat back to normal. I know this is all a mess here, but it's not far off done. I've just got to put the table, the little support on the piece of wood over there, and we've got obviously the covers ready to go back on. So it's looking pretty cool. Got the floor to do as well. Oh, of course. So I've taken off all the carpet, so you've got to put I've removed all the carpet, so you've got to put some sort of flooring on. Yeah, that's our job for later in the week, isn't it? This week coming. Oh well, keep us busy. So yes, I've done a pretty good job there, and I'll take a little shot of that when that's all dry. But I'm pleased with that. Well, that's us done for this week, folks. We've been working hard at that. But if you've enjoyed our vlog this week, you know what to do. Press like. And subscribe if you haven't already. See you next week, folks. Bye. Bye.